I'd like to invite you to try a 60-second exercise on breaking habits. Go ahead and clasp your hands together just like this. Now, as you do that, look down and notice that one of your hand's thumb will be on top of your other hands, predominantly on top. Once you've figured out which one that is and you're certain, go ahead, release your hands, shake them out, and this time go ahead and clasp your hands back together, but the opposite way, with the other hand's thumb on top. Go ahead and do that. I'll give you a moment. Now, you may have had a reaction there, and if you did, I'm curious to know in the comments, what was any reaction that you might have had that second time round? Now let's go ahead and try this. Go ahead and shake your arms out. Just shake your arms out, loosen them up, and this time go ahead and cross your arms. Now, as you do that, you're going to notice that one hand is likely sticking out and one hand is tucked under. Or if not, at the very least, you have one arm that's predominantly on top of the other arm. Once you're certain which one that is for you, go ahead, release them, shake them out yet again. And this time, go ahead and cross your arms once again, but the opposite way, with the other arm on top and the other hand tucked under. Go ahead and take a moment to do that. Now, I've tried this experiment thousands of times with thousands of individuals, and I'm curious to know what happened there for you. What happened that second time round when you tried again? Put your reaction or your insights in the comments below. What happened for you? Mostly what we hear is the second time round, it was uncomfortable, it wasn't unnatural, probably took you some extra time or effort to figure out how to do that. And this is really an indication of our habits, right? Things that we do automatically, without thinking, without effort. We call these our default habits, our default behaviors. And we go through life with 95% of our habits and our behaviors just being automatic, what really causes our lives to not change very much from day to day, right? Because 95% of our habits are really unconscious or subconscious, and we don't have to think about them or put effort into them. And sometimes this can help us really well. Sometimes this can really benefit us. Think about some habits that you might have that you do automatically without thinking that serve you pretty well. Oftentimes people think getting up and brushing your teeth immediately in the morning, or maybe it's walking, right? We don't have to consciously think about putting one foot in front of the other. Well, we probably did when we were a toddler, just learning how to walk at first, right? When we were stumbling and before we had to be really intentional about what we were doing. Or what about driving, right? Think about, have you ever driven somewhere and got into your destination, turned the car off and thought to yourself, oh my God, how did I even arrive here? Right? You don't remember the drive. And that's because your habits kicked in, your automatic default behaviors kicked in and took over and allowed you to automate those behaviors so that you can arrive at your destination safely, right? When you probably first learned how to drive, you were probably looking at the mirrors every few seconds. You weren't multitasking. You were paying attention to every little detail. And now our body and our subconscious knows how to do it even better than we do. And so it doesn't take that intentional effort or thought to do that. So sometimes we have habits that serve us really well and allow us to automate things with less effort and intention in our lives to drive results that we want. On the flip side of that, isn't it true that we probably have a lot of habits that we're not even conscious of, things that we do automatically that maybe aren't serving us so well? Maybe it's the way we communicate. Maybe it's the way that we speak with our tone or our body language that's giving off unintentional messages to other people that we're not meaning to do, but it's just our default behaviors or habits. Maybe it's even in the way that we spend our money, right? Maybe we've got unconscious spending habits that are just default behaviors that we're stuck in the patterns of, that we're not really thinking intentionally about, and they're maybe not bringing the results that we want for us. Maybe it's ways that we're showing up in our professional work, maybe the way that we're collaborating with others, or it could be anything, right? Anything that's driving the day-to-day actions that are leading you to the results that you currently have in your life today. And so I challenge you to think about how can you really break out of those default habits, those things that you do automatically, right? Without even thinking over and over that are dictating the results in your life. And if you want to create real change, it's going to require you to really break those patterns of behaviors, those default mode patterns that we have that are leading really 95% of our lives. And one of the things that we do consistently and automatically that we have a habit of doing are the thoughts that we have, right? We tend to think the same thoughts day in and day out, the automatic thoughts that perhaps are not leading us to the results that we want in our life. Maybe our thoughts are around limiting beliefs, what we don't think we're good enough, where we're not confident enough, where we don't have enough certainty in our actions. And so perhaps we just are held back or limited. And so where do you need to break some of your default behaviors, patterns, and thoughts that are causing you to stay in that repetitive pattern in your life and really holding you back from progressing and achieving your goals and results? If you'd like to learn more about pattern behavior breaking and really being more intentional about goal setting and changing performance for lasting results, reach out to me. I am a personal one-to-one performance coach and would love to help and support you in really reprogramming your mindset, your attitude, and your behaviors to help you achieve greater results. Have a great day.